Hello, GH fans. If you thought Willow's trial couldn't wreck more lives in Port Charles, think again. In this round, Drew faces fresh extortion charges, Chase gets slammed with a suspension, and Portia's secret night at the Metro Court blows up her family in open court. And just when you think Alexis has hit rock bottom with this case, a mystery letter lands in her lap that could turn everything around, and maybe destroy Michael in the process. So, quick reset. We're still in the middle of Willow's trial over Drew's shooting. Alexis is fighting to clear Willow, ADA Turner is gunning for a conviction, and Drew's past choices are circling back like heat-seeking missiles. At the same time, Portia's years of lies catch up with her, and the fallout hits Trina and Curtis right where it hurts, their trust. Over at the hospital, Portia confides in Ava that she's been subpoenaed for the defense, and both of them know that's bad news. Ava, being Ava, tells her to say as little as possible about Drew on the stand, because once you're under oath in this town, secrets don't stay secret for long. In court, Alexis calls Chase to testify, and he basically drags the PCPD for racing to charge Willow with flimsy evidence while ignoring other suspects. He even admits he ran his own side investigation because he was so sure Willow was innocent. Of course, Turner pounces. She paints Chase as the loyal ex-husband who let his feelings cloud his judgment and gets him to admit he still found nothing that actually exonerates Willow. After hearing it all, Dante hauls Chase into the station and tears into him for making the department look corrupt. Chase pushes back, accusing Dante of going after Willow to protect Michael. Dante doesn't buy it, and in the end, he suspends Chase and takes his badge and gun so Internal Affairs can dig into that corrupted video and Chase's unofficial investigation. For a guy who's already been benched before, this is brutal. Meanwhile at the Metro Court, Tracy reminds Michael that she perjured herself for him and is terrified Alexis could call her back to the stand. Nearby, Laura forces Martin to apologize to Tracy over the will mess and pushes him to convince Drew to hand back those Quartermain heirlooms. Later, Brooklyn catches Michael up on Chase's testimony and admits she's worried she backed Chase into a bad move by supporting his solo digging. It looks like the show may be setting up some friction in that marriage too. Guilt, suspension, and a looming IA probe are not exactly newlywed bliss. Then Alexis calls Portia to the stand, and this is where everything explodes. Portia has to admit she changed Heather Weber's test results and that Drew blackmailed her, using her to influence Curtis and keep negative Aurora Press from running. Alexis also walks her into acknowledging she was at Monica's often enough to have access to the gun, and reminds everyone that Portia lied about where she was the night of the shooting. When Alexis and the judge press for the truth, Portia begs them to stop, saying they won't like the answer. But she finally cracks and confesses she was in a Metro Court suite with Isaiah Gannon. Trina is shattered, disgusted, furious, humiliated, and bolts from the courtroom with Kai on her heels. Outside, she doesn't want to hear Portia's excuses, she just wants out. In the car, it hits her that Isaiah could be the father of Portia's baby, and it's like the paternity nightmare is starting all over again. Curtis confronts Portia, demands to know if the baby is his, and she admits they'll need a test. She claims she was going to tell both him and Trina the truth, but Curtis isn't buying it after this many lies. Court breaks for the rest of the year, but Turner promises she's coming after Drew for extortion. Drew is livid and threatens Alexis, saying she can forget about seeing Scout for the holidays. As he and Willow fight their way through reporters grilling them about blackmailing the chief of staff, Drew stonewalls with no comment and hustles Willow out. Back inside, a messenger hands Alexis a mysterious envelope. Inside? A typed, unsigned letter claiming Michael was at Drew's house the night of the shooting, and that Tracy saw him there. It looks like the show may be setting up Michael as the buried wild card witness who could blow this case wide open, for better or worse. So, GH fans, what do you think? Is Portia's latest lie the final nail in her family life, and should Alexis risk using this anonymous Michael bombshell in court? Are you team Chase did the right thing or team Dante had to suspend him? Let me know in the comments, because this trial may be on pause for the holidays but the fallout in Port Charles is just getting started.